famous, number one, desirable. I do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. Leave you with the one in the air, that's how I roll. I got tons of soul, I'm a true collectible. Famous, also famous, number one, desirable. I do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. Leave you with the one in the air, that's how I roll. I got changes.
Hey Untameables, this is author and poet Kiana Dene. I just wanted to send some love to Untamed in this Get Caught Up podcast with Writer Wednesdays. These tips are amazing. They are definitely very relevant in not only the author world, but the business world. And please follow and listen to this podcast and get your life together with branding, with promoting yourself, marketing, everything. All these Writer Wednesdays tips are the perfect jumpstart into making yourself promotable, making yourself marketable, and making yourself professional. So I'm sending you all love and ink. Have a great day.
And now, here is your host.
Hello, and welcome to the Get Caught Up podcast. I am your host, author, content creator, columnist. Albert told me to shout all my stuff out when I intro my stuff, so I'll try to remember that in 2024. So let's see, producer and podcaster, and
screenwriter
on the podcast. And I am joined by none other than my lovely co-host, Miss Crystal, Miss Books and Soul, book blogger, and soon to be author. How are you doing this evening?
I am great, ecstatic, a little sleepy, but I'm always sleepy. It's the weather. It's the weather.
I think that's just creatives in general. I think we are all sleepy because we all do like crazy hours.
Yep. So that 4 o'clock in the morning, I be wide awoke, bushy tailed.
Listen, just do either staying up late or getting up early, or
or both.
Stagger stepping, right, or staying up, as I have done plenty of times, 24 hours in a row, like I'm a doctor.
Yes.
But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. But that's the life of a creator, entrepreneur. Everything is just like when you have a passion for something and you have a lot of something to do, then you have to create times and hours, and sometimes it's all the times and all the hours.
Yes, and it never stops. Like, it's just constant. It's constant. It's crazy.
It doesn't shut off. That's for sure.
At all. No.
That's for sure. Well, you know what time it is. I had to pay the bills, girl. So that's right. We gotta get them. We gotta jiggle and fold these coins. Right?
Yes.
So I have to give a shout out to our sponsors: Canada Dene, XO, JC, KB's Bookshelf, Tyler Landscaping, Jones Pressure Washing and Lawn Care, and Me and My Son's Lawn Care. And of course, the Get Caught Up podcast is presented by Untamed Publishing. Allow us to help you unlock your unlimited writing potential. If you are an aspiring new or even seasoned author and you need help along your literary journey, please visit untamedpublishing.net. There are a plethora of services provided for your needs. Also, there is where you can find Keys Creations, which are AI images. If you would need AI images for promotion, book covers, we have a plethora of images over there with our our partnership with Key Creations. So please visit untamedpublishing.net for all of your author needs.
That part.
Right. That's why it's like, listen, yes, y'all, and I said that by memory, so
yes. I know I was saying it with you in my head. When you read it so much, so I was saying it with you in my head. Not all of it, but most of it.
Right. At this point, I've heard, we in season number 5.
Yes. That's so true.
At this point, I don't remember that Easter program soliloquy.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Now that we introduced ourselves and gave some love to our sponsors, now it's time to show some love for our tonight's special guest, honey.
All right. Oh, that's me. I'm excited. I love this part. Like, I definitely love this part. Okay. So tonight we are talking to none other than Tierra Cox. Tierra Cox is a career woman by day with a penchant for writing love stories for Black women. Using her way too expensive degree in English, I love that because them degrees be expensive and you ain't doing nothing with them. So I got you. She pens and creates everyday and sometimes fantastical situations where Black women are loved wholly and conditionally by Mr. Right. Can you write me a Mr. Right? Or Mr. Right now? Or Mr. Later on?
I probably already have. No.
I'm gonna go look and see because if you did, I'm like, okay. I'm actually reading one that I want him to be my Mr. Right now, my Mr. Right, right, goddamn now, right forever. Cause good gosh, this man. But let me go back and say, Tierra Cox, welcome to the UP Hot Seat. How are you tonight?
I am doing good. I'm tired. Like before this, I was at the gym.
Oh, I need to be there with you.
Yes, I had to forego the gym today for myself because life got the life in, but I will be there tomorrow. So I feel you. I feel you.
I'm so proud of you because you know my workout partner.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna just say my workout partner.
Oh my.
well,
And then I was like, "Oh, let's do this," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that."
well, listen,
So,
my workout partner, well, at least one of them, they have fallen off from me, not permanently, but I
right.
be permanent at this point because he got track practice, so he ain't feeling nothing. Like when he
Well,
get
look, he working
out,
out himself.
nobody
He
feel.
good. Yeah,
He don't want to go to
he
nobody.
good.
So I
And
can
we
only,
just said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead."
I'm like I can only take him on Fridays because he don't have track practice then. So
I wouldn't even want to go with you. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I've been to track practices. I would not want to go with you. I done ran all week, and then you want me to go to the gym? I'd be like, "Nah, I'm all right."
yeah,
Mm-mm.
go ahead and get his endurance up.
Yeah, that is true. It do help. It do help.
Goodness.
Yeah, you just said we just talked about being tired, and you as a creative said you're tired, but you're tired from coming to from the gym, or you're tired because you up all hours of the night reading and writing, or up early.
You know, it's a mix of all three. I get up early.
Okay.
I get up early. Sometimes I go to bed. I'm not saying sometimes. Every night I go to bed late. Even when I say I'm not going to, I'll wake up in the middle of the
Hmm.
night and be like, "That's a good idea." Pull my phone down on the bed.
Yep.
Put
Well,
it up. Go back to sleep.
be sitting there writing with one finger, that one finger,
That one
and
finger.
one eye open and one eye closed, and just the typing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I know. Believe me, I know.
I feel you. So, Tierra, I don't know if we had this segment around when you were last on the show, but we have a new segment called Get It Off Your Chest, right?
Oh my.
And it could be a rant or a rave or anything that you want. But if there is something that you want to get off your chest, be it good, bad, or indifferent, just let us know.
Oh my. I don't know. The first thing on my chest is the little saucy.
Go for it. We like saucy. We like saucy.
Let's talk about dark romance.
Okay.
Okay.
Saucy,
just
sassy,
think-
dark.
I just think that there's a line that should be drawn between this is dark romance and this is straight up abuse. Like we should not be like glorifying this in any way, shape, or form. And I think that a lot of the people who are dark romance authors are really they're just coming for the shock value of things. They know people are going to be like, oh my God, he or she did that. And then what happened next kind of thing. And it's like, you can write a good, I'm going to say like The Invitation. I feel like that was a really good dark romance. It's not a book, but it's a movie. But here we have, Dracula. He has this woman
Mm-hmm.
masking himself for who he is. Like she's falling for him, he's falling for her, and then all of a sudden you find out, yeah, I'm a vampire. You gotta be one now too. So like, take it or leave it. You can't leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you gotta take it. And it's
Right.
like I felt like that. The ending sucked. I hated that. But I felt like it was a very well done dark romance, and I feel like once you get to the point to where the the male character is kidnapping a woman, keeping her in depraved conditions, and then he breaks her legs. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, what
it's misery.
What I can't even think of the name of the book. Yeah, I am. What was the name of the movie that I loved? Because I was just watching Kathy Bates the other day because I loved her. I love me some fried green tomatoes, and it's on Netflix, so I had to watch that. But Misery, that sounds like some stuff off of Misery. To
okay,
me,
and
that's
that's
not
what I
dark
thought
romance.
too.
That's crazy.
That's just straight up like haunting
And
of
you
Hill
want me
House
to love
vibes.
you? Now
Thriller.
I
I'm
can
not
fall
gonna
in
love you
love
after
with
I break
you.
my legs.
I was about to say, I can fall in love with you if you kidnap me and treat me right because you're trying to get me to love you.
Little
But to
Stockholm
kidnap me,
syndrome.
well, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you cute and you doing everything that I like, I don't know. I don't know. The only person that's there that's gonna make me, so I don't know. But I'm not gonna want to love you after you broke my leg. Now I will fake like I love you so much,
Oh
and
yeah.
because you broke my leg, I'm gonna get you back. I might
You gonna
smother
fake
you
it till
while
you
you
make it.
sleep.
Yeah. Now, see, and
Yeah.
that becomes a thriller. That's not even a romance anymore. Because once you start
Yeah.
harming somebody,
Yeah.
That's what
that was
I
a good
think.
job.
But I feel like the lines are definitely like being blurred between what it is and what it isn't. And I will say that to go right into I'm really tired of the argument of uh I can't think I'll just say Twilight for an example. Okay. So we have Edward and we know Edward is a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish influenza, that is when he died, and he was like, what, 17?
Mm-hmm.
Here
Mm-hmm.
we are, it's like 20 something. Technically, not even technically, he has been alive for this entire time. So he's not 17. He's like, 100+ year old man at this time.
Right.
But physically, he is still a
And a
17
17
year
year
old.
old. Right.
It makes sense for him, or it doesn't bother me that he is with a 17-year-old girl. That is what he looks like. This is what he is presenting as. And like, okay, he has been on this mind level, even though, okay, he's a vampire time. Oh, he gains knowledge. Okay, whatever. But that's okay. The conversation that I have been seeing a lot around TikTok is, oh, we have
Oh,
this beautiful Fey man, and he's like 1,000 years old, but that 16-year-old is like what he wants, and it's just kind of like
You can.
I see the issue. I see the issue with this because people are like, oh, well, what about Twilight? And it's like I don't think that's the same. He was 17, died as a 17-year-old. Yeah, he's a vampire, so this is what his age is, but he is going after an age appropriate woman.
Like, if he's 200 years old, first of all, there ain't even nobody living that's his age. But how
Yeah.
look with him looking and presenting, and he's in high school, as a 17-year-old saying, "Hey, little mama and a 98-year-old woman, you look hot." Like they're gonna look at the older lady like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
I'm
you
just
17-year-old boy."
like, I'm 36. 17-year-old Edward coming to me, I'd be like, where's your mom? Like,
thank you.
And he'd be
don't
like,
come
"No,
over
Especially
with all
if,
that.
I'm
I'm
200
but
not
this,
trying to.
old." Well, I'm still
yes,
30. So either way,
right. I mean, but if you wanted to be believable, why would you think a 2,000-year-old man would want to be with a 16-year-old man? So then to me, it's kind of like you have a mind of it's okay for older men to be with younger women.
Yeah. And that gets into that opens up the conversation. because I feel like many people are starting to blur the lines between what they read and what they do in real life. And I do feel like
They've been
that
doing it. They didn't
creatives,
start. They've been
yeah,
doing
authors, creatives in general, we do have a responsibility for tempering some morality. And
Yes.
so that's the whole like conversation that I've been seeing going on, where I'm just like, I am really tired of seeing this. This does not feel like a gray area kind of thing. And then you have the people who are like, oh, we'll separate the work from the artist. And it's like, I think about like David Bowie. I cried the day that man died. I got lots of David Bowie stuff around here. Labyrinth is my favorite movie. Like, I love David Bowie. But the minute I find out that that man was like a Nazi, I'm throwing it all away. I'm sorry. Like, there
it.
is no separation from that.
Yes.
This
And
is
you know
what you
what?
were. It leaked over into your, like, you cannot, there is no separation between those two things. So it's just like, well,
And that's
sorry,
called
David.
principles. That's
Yeah.
principles. You have principles. Yes.
Yeah.
I get this too because that leads into the whole R. Kelly argument. Like, there are certain people who are like, well, separate the man from the artist. Well, the man was talking about in his music some of the stuff as an artist, some of the stuff he was doing
Yep.
as a man. So how are we supposed to separate it? Like, every
Yeah.
song isn't laced with that, but at the end of the day, we know these things.
That man shouldn't be in
Yeah.
jail. And yes, I said it. Because if he in jail, their parents need to be in jail. Point
And
blank, period.
Oh,
I
I
say
definitely know their parents put
adult.
some girls out.
Exactly. And I tell adults it's like this. It was a far when you grow up, you have to think about certain things and your mindset should change. Me and Aaliyah
Mhm.
or this or she's passed on. So I'll say if she were alive, we would be the exact same age. We're literally only 7 months in age difference. When
Mhm.
I first was supposed to see R. Kelly in concert, she was 15, I was 15. And he didn't come to that concert, y'all.
Mm.
But it broke out that next week that he married her that weekend, which is why he won that concert.
Right.
So I was just like, at 15, I was like, oh my God, she married R. Kelly. But as a grown woman, I'm like, ooh, and he married her? He was
Yeah.
15? Like, you have to
And as a grown woman of adult daughter or a daughter, period, your mama let you
yo,
marry her? Who cares about with your
Mhm.
daddy? Your mom?
Yeah.
look, it's still dead because hey, there was praise in her life. So my thing was, and that and I know that got annulled because her parents found out. So it's just one of those things where when you become an adult, you really have to like, okay, if your mindset hadn't changed on certain things, because as young, they always say you when you're a kid, you think as a kid. When you're an adult, you think as an adult. And
Right.
Yeah.
just going over into that, it's like, no, it is not. It's not. It was not cool for this 30-year-old man to be preying on these teenagers, and it wasn't cool
Yeah.
for the parents to be accepting of funds or
Hmm.
trying to get their children in this career and be
Yep.
accepting of certain things, even if you didn't know what was going on. You got to know that something's shady, because there are signs to
Yeah.
shady. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you got to be over there in the studio. You got to stay. No, why I can't be present? As a parent, them
Yep.
questions I'm asking because I'm not
You
gonna
are
let
not, yeah, you ain't when you don't want your daughter to be around certain people no. Why would you let them be around people you don't know?
girl listen because
Exactly.
until she turned 21 years old, and I can't
Not
like
even at 21. Be
nothing.
scared.
I'm gonna be right there, like, yeah, no, see you
Mhm.
for this studio session. No, she's not coming by herself. What's wrong with
Right.
you? Matter of
Right?
fact,
That is
if I
true.
need to bring
Nah.
my husband, he gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? What ain't happening is you thinking you or some of your little cronies about to have a good little fun time with my daughter. So yeah,
Nah.
and
Yeah, I tell people I ain't take
along.
my medicine yet.
Oh yeah,
You can
yes.
try me if you want. And I ain't even on medication, but that's gonna be my excuse. I ain't take my medicine.
I ain't take my medicine.
Mhm.
Girl,
right?
listen, I look, that'll be one time I just cop to it. Like, nah, I ain't on no medication. Don't need no medication. Yes, I wreck shopping here. And I miss
Oh
it.
no.
Real quick. Yes.
But yes, so well, that was a great get it off your chest session, and to the R. Kelly stands who are probably gonna hear this, I'm sorry I said what I said.
I just,
Me too.
yeah.
But
I
I still listen to his music. I'm not even gonna lie. If it come on, I'm bumping with
Oh
it.
no.
I
listen,
sure am.
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
can separate the. I think what it is different things. So, like you said with David Bowie being a Nazi, yes, I'm a fan of David Bowie. I never knew that. So then
Oh no,
I
he's
probably.
not. No, I'm gonna say, hold on. Let me say that he is not. I was
Oh, okay.
saying,
I'm about to
yeah,
say,
no,
wait a
I
minute.
was
Yeah, I
saying
don't
no.
want. Yeah,
If
we don't
they
want to put out
ever,
false information. But no. So,
no,
like, I
no,
think
no.
it to me personally, I think it depends on my principles. Like I said, the situation with R. Kelly, point blank, period. Yes, he's done the things he's done. I've seen the tape. I've seen the tape.
Oh Lord.
And them girls didn't look like little girls, but I seen the tape. But I can separate it from him as a musician because he was a hit maker.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Now I'm not denying his success or anything. All I'm just saying is
Hmm. I know what you're saying. I got it.
say listen to it and still not think about the implications of what he did because
Right.
his position in artistry gave him the fluidity to do what he did, behind the scenes and not get brought like he got. Of course, he was brought up once before, and then it's been rumored, but to get away with it and escape consequences for so long, consequences that if he wasn't who he was, if he was just Robert Kelly, worked down the street at the Citgo, he would have been up under the jail cell back in 1995.
That is true.
So it's like
His money ran out. That's what it is. Let me just say it. His money ran out.
Oh shoot.
I can't separate it. And then at the same time, I say that and say this. He was so genius about what he did. He made music that we can't separate from because how many people got
Thank
mad at
you.
R. Kelly songs? How many kids graduated to I Believe I Can Fly? That was in my kids' pre-K and kindergarten
My
graduation.
yep. Yep.
So if
Mm.
I want to look and one day how you go over memories and stuff, I'm like, well, if I want to watch it, I'm gonna watch it. I can't help that the song was played. Nobody knew then that he was he was pedophile. It was like
Well, see, I knew, but I still listen to the music. I knew.
so it's like, but he made music that we also couldn't separate stuff because it's like you have moments and memories and stuff to some of his music, and regardless, even if you choose not to listen to it, there's still certain things that you're going to hear it because it's
Right.
embedded in those moments. So that's why I say he was genius because it's like he created a space where you might not even listen to some of this stuff, but hey, when you want to hear about your anniversary and my song's playing, it's gonna be there.
That is
Oh
true.
Yeah, you
shoot.
want
That
to.
is true.
So he was genius about that part. But oh, such is life, such is life. But this here, now we got to get into your questions as you as an author. You've been here previously before, so some of the things we've asked, so we just want to ask new questions.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and that's for all the listeners and everything. So you did hear me say she's been here before. So if you missed the last interview, please make sure that you tap into it and listen to that previous one. But I won't ask you how you got into writing. What I want to ask is about some of your quirks, with writing, because we started
Okay.
off talking about being tired and creative. So,
Hmm.
what unique writing habit that you have?
A unique writing habit. Man, I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, what's the weirdest thing that I do when I write? I probably powers that be. Watch this. Please don't take me away. No, no. I probably talk to myself more than the average person. Like, I'll just be like minding my business, and all of a sudden, it'll be like, This is the dialogue. Get into character. And like I was a little bit, just a tiny bit of a theater kid. So I'll be sitting up there and I'm just like, at work or something, scene pops into my head and I'll just start acting it out. And I'm like, yeah, and then she should say that. Oh, that's good. And then I'll just like keep going. There have been times where I've been like talking to myself, like in the bathroom, like my daughter or my sister will be like, who are you talking to?
Look,
I'm like,
it's my characters talking. Let us be.
right?
Right.
Like,
But someone, I was just talking to another author, and she said that to me. She said, you need to get into character. I was like, huh? She said, yeah, get into character when they start talking. And I was like, yep, that means I might have to be on medication because now I got to sit here and have 2 or 3 conversations at one time in my head. But yeah, that was the advice she gave. She said, get into character.
It does help. And I tell you what, because this is how I always kind of know if I've hit the mark with something. If I go writing and I'm so in character and so in tune with what's going on there, that when I come out of it and I'm done and I reread it, it's like I'm in awe of what I've written to the point that I'm like, damn, I wrote this. I was really in my bag when I wrote this one.
Right.
Because it's a switch that flips and it's like you're so in tune with it that you come out and you're like, it's almost like an out of body experience, So it's weird to me, and I act that stuff on my I even act that stuff on my husband because I had this one scene. You know how when you're trying to set something up and you're trying to make sure that you're accurate in your depiction of it.
No, like I will do like this to myself, and then I'll put it, and then like I'll be like, hold on, wait, and I'll try to hold my own hand.
Now that I will do, or be like, you got time? I need you for a second, for certain things. So yeah, I got you that part, but the conversation, I could do that. I could do that.
I converse too. I'll be in the shower, be like, oh, that'll be good. I'm like, and I start saying in my head what the person is saying, and then I'm like, and then he can say, or she can say, and I'm like,
it flows. It's like a stream of consciousness. It's just like a continuous flow, and it's like, that episode of Black Mirror where then people have like the camera in their head, so like it recorded like everything that they saw. I was like, dang, I kind of want that because like throughout my day, as I be thinking about, I'm like, dang, that line was like fire. I wish I could remember it. I would just play it back and then I would just write it down. Like it would be amazing. Or I don't know, Sony. If y'all are watching this, y'all need to get on them Androids. Number one, because I need somebody following me around, listening to all my wonderful ideas. And number two, I read that manga, Absolute Boyfriend, and I would like the Android boyfriend, please. Like, I'll swear off the human men forever.
And you just said that like when you wish that they can mirror your brain because you'll have a thought and then it'll go away and you can't remember it. So I have that issue sometimes, and I've learned that when it goes away, it wasn't supposed to be in there, and I just suck it up. And then something else come, and if I remember something and it'd be like a week later and I remember the exact same words, I'm like, okay, I get it. Put it in the daggone book. But yeah, if I think of something and it go away, I'll sit for a while. I'll be like, but that's not what she said, or that's not what he said. And then it'd be like, it don't come out. I'd be like, well, I guess they changed their mind and didn't want to say that. I literally wrote a whole scene one day, got up the next day and deleted the whole thing because she was like, I don't want to say that no more.
Oh, no. Now see, that happened to me, but it was on accident. So it's like
no, I was so mad, and I'm like to be honest, it took me a minute to write it, and then it was like nope. But once I redid it, I finished it, and it was like, oh, okay, this is better. This is better. So yeah, I definitely get it. Yeah, that creative stuff is a lot. Woo-hoo.
Yes, very much. And so, well, I guess that was, that was a unique writing habit because I love it. So let me ask this. What is a little known fact? And that might be the little known fact. What is there?
Right.
about you that you would like to tell us as far as you being a writer?
A little known fact. I like to tell you about this. Something that a lot of people don't know. Now I'm trying to think. I mean, I go on live on Instagram. Like my readers pretty much like know my
Oh,
process into like
Yeah,
how
you
I
have been on
do
live.
things.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
been
so
on
it's
live a
like
lot lately. Yes.
they've seen me in real time. Like somebody will say something and I'll be like, hold on. And then like I'll just start writing stuff down. Like, hold on, give me a second. No, let me get this out. But a little known fact about something, how it is that I write. Maybe it's not so little, but just in case anyone didn't know, little snippets of my life I put into all of my books.
okay.
So like it is something that happened to me, something that happened to somebody else, or something that was said to me, or sometimes like some characters are like cut and paste actual people in my life. Because I will say that like with I had a collaboration with Coco Devoir and with Smoggy, and we did scary stories to tell in the bedroom for the last 15 days of Halloween. There are some exes that I was like, I'm going to kill you now. And I wrote them into that story and had a great time doing it. And if they ever find out, well, you shouldn't have been a crappy person. So no.
That part.
It actually wasn't me. It was all you. So no.
But you know what you said to that? But you didn't die in real life, did you?
Right? Like, you know.
If I could get away with it, I'll go into jail.
It's like now look, as a Cancer, no. I want to.
Now look, that's that dark romance going too far.
Look, I want to be like, I would definitely kill you, but then I think about like, what am I gonna say when I get to heaven? Lord, be like, what? Why'd you do that? Why'd you make me like this?
Right, I get you.
You know, I go 0 to 60 real fast.
That is true.
Please.
Writing them off, off of the earthly plane in your books is safe and efficient.
Right?
And it made you feel good, didn't it? Like it kind of like gave you that closure you wanted. You probably it probably took a chip off your shoulder, gave you an extra. You said you wouldn't say that.
It's like, I wouldn't say that like I needed closure from the relationship. It was more like I want to warn other people about people like this specific person in general. And it's like, I'm not saying this is how you should handle this situation. Legal statement. However, exactly. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a man to some sort of ancient deity, and become the high priestess or something. I don't know.
I mean, they've done it to. Look, they've done it to women,
right?
Yeah, they've done it to women. So.
Hey, but
I'm not gonna take
listen,
that path, but you can do
they're still walking amongst the living, so they'll be okay.
Right, that is true. Yes.
Okay. Well, right here, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we are going to get into the actual book of the hour, which is Yakuza's Jewel. I did pronounce it correct, didn't I?
Yeah, Yakuza's Jewel. Yep.
Yakuza's Jewel.
Okay. Yakuza.
All right. I will read the synopsis, and then Miss Tierra Cox is going to bless our ears with a snippet from the book. So we will be right back in just one moment.
I'm hotter than his hometown. Mary wasn't our go round. Amateur to profound. Biggest loser got more pounds. Off a profile running. Really go miles, my web presence so miles, ain't touching my freestyles. Got dope, free loud, that's your speakers with me wild. Until the party's up, keep up the front. In the meanwhile, to me, I'm hotter than his hometown. Mary wasn't our go round. Amateur to profound, biggest loser got more pounds. Off a profile running. really go miles. My web presence so miles, ain't touching my freestyles.
Welcome to Kiss Your Beauty, embracing the power of self-love in conjunction with 50 Shades of Success. While 50 Shades of Success works on the inside, let Kiss Your Beauty work on the outside, adding a little sparkle, pop, and shine with Kiss Your Lips, pamper your skin with Kiss Your Body, and let's not forget accessories with Kiss Your Girl. Find us on Instagram.
Hey Untamables, it's Kiana Dene, poet and author. Just wanted to stop by and ask, have any of you read any of my poetry lately? If not, you can pick up my books on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere else you get your books, and of course my website at kianadene.wordpress.com. Now back to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Welcome back to the Get Caught Up podcast. And as you guys know, we are on the air with Miss author Tierra Cox. And we talked a little bit earlier about dark romance and, of course, her unique quirks and a little known facts about her as being an author. And also letting you guys know that this is her second appearance on the Get Caught Up podcast. So please tune into this one and the previous one if you have not already. But right now, I am going to get into the book of the hour, which is Yakuza Jewel. I'm going to read the synopsis, and then Miss Tierra Cox, the floor is yours for our snippet. All right, you guys. So, Drama Key. I almost messed up at the start and wrote it right. And Drama has been offered a position to become the sole-kept woman of the Elite 10, the inner circle of the Endo faction. Embracing the allure of luxury intertwined with peril, she accepted, stepping into a world veiled in opulence and shadow. 10 men, each a unique facet in the intricate tapestry of her new life, introduced Andromache to a world of murder, drugs, espionage, and intrigue, where pleasure and danger intermingled, challenging her perceptions and tempting her resolve. Miss Tierra Cox, you have the floor.
All right. Let's see. Kenzo encloses the space between us, licking his lips as his dark eyes stare into mine. I still remember where we were 40 minutes before this. Let's play a game. He loosens the collar on his dress shirt. Do you want to play a game? It depends on what it is, but I have a natural feeling of where this might head. Sure. What are the rules? Don't let me catch you. The unbuttoning wasn't enough. Kenzo is removing his shirt, and now I can see the tattoos on his body. Flowers are striking reds and yellows, and oni masks are in faces of blue and red. They surround kanji with dark splotches, creating a masterfully done art space on his body. Kenzo's pectorals are wide and impressive down to his stomach with lines defining his abs. Excuse me? I raise an eyebrow, and Kenzo reaches out, grabbing my waist. He pulls me towards him, roughly, yanking my stockings down my legs, ripping them in the process. Kenzo, I struggle against his chest, and it doesn't take me long to realize he likes that. He wants me to fight him. Make me chase you. He leans in, dragging his tongue from my collarbone to my ear. Make me want you more than I do, Andromache. He places my hand on the front of his slacks. Something warm, heavy, and hard sits behind that fabric. I want it. Kenzo sees the light in my eyes, knows I understand, and lets me go, breathing hard. Where do I run to? He leans his head to the left, regarding me with a glance that's highly predatory and makes my channel moisten. There's a basement, if you can find it. There's an attic, too. Maybe you'll get lucky and pick the right room. There are plenty of places to hide. Tapping the wall commands the lights in the house to dim severely. I'll turn around and give you 5 minutes. You're still in the house, I say on the edge of a strained chuckle. That's not fair. Stand outside? I can see his flesh roll with goosebumps. He likes that idea. Oh, Maki. Kenzo rubs his thumb across his full lower lip. I like that. Okay. He reaches behind him and opens the door. 5 minutes. My heart is fluttering in my chest like a bird. This is the first time I've done this, played a game like this. I'm way too excited, and at the same time, I'm so terrified. And if you find me? He's already closing the door when he answers, leaving a few autumnal leaves and the ice of the night air with me in the house. Then I get to fuck you, how I want, and you'll cry, you'll beg, and you'll scream.
Well,
I'm still stuck on 10 men, but whoa.
all right then.
Um, and they all like that?
Hmm?
All all the men's are like that?
No, not all of them are like that. So
He would probably be my favorite.
Kenzo has a lot of admirers, but well, I'm gonna say like so how this came to be is one of my readers sent me a Instagram reel of like this group of Chinese men, but they were like walking up the stairs. So in the terms of mafia when it comes to East Asia, Jopoks are Korea, triads are China, and the Yakuza
Hmm.
is Japan. So I was like, well, let me stick with like a country that I've already done Jopoks in Korea. And again, a little bit of snippet of life happened with that. But I was like, let me stick with something that like I know and I can ask questions about. Like I'm familiar with Japan. Okay, I can do this. Um, so I was like, wow, what happens if I did make up 10 men? Like, I was like, yeah, okay. And I just kind of ran with the idea. But we, how do I want to say this? So each of the 10 men, like I have them on my Instagram. Like you can see everyone's name, kind of like their stats about them. We have Daito Tanaka. He's 33. He's the spy in the group. And Daito has a mirror kink and he likes gagging and rope play. Then we have Ichiro Fujiwara, who is very much a fan favorite. Ichiro is 32. He's a mortician, but he's a soft dom. He's a pleasure dom. Then we have
Mm.
Jiro. Jiro is 41. He's a doctor. Jiro also has three ex-wives and six kids
Wow.
because he has a breeding kink. Then we have Akata Iketo. Akata is everybody loves Akata. I haven't found anyone who hates him yet. He's 39. He's an assassin, and he's very much a dominant. We have Kiyoshi Watanabe.
He's an
Kiyoshi is 28.
assassin.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Kiyoshi is
would be
the
scared not to like him.
he's the weapons like the bomb smith. He's also missing two fingers. Um, he's pierced. Take that as you will. And
Oh,
he's a
mm.
he's a masochist. Then we have Haruki Endo. He's 23, so he's the baby of the group. He's very much submissive. He likes role play. He has a praise kink. And then we have the
Oh,
twins, Ren and Akio Kobayashi. They're 30. One of the twins, Ren, he's like the driver, the mechanic. His brother Akio is the accountant, but they mirror each other because Ren likes voyeurism and Akio is an exhibitionist. So
Ah,
one likes to be seen and the other one
oh my
likes to do
gosh.
things in public. Kenzo is the enforcer, like the bodyguard of Haruki, is also his cousin. He likes knife play and consensual non-consent. We have Sora Yamamoto. He's also an assassin. Sora has a foot fetish. And yeah,
I
that's
wonder
that's
how
our
much he
10.
would pay.
Lord.
You know, that's a
So it's
big
like
thing. Those feet getting paid for.
yeah, but it's like here they are, like they're Yakuza, they're in the faction. These 10 men are a part of the, like, they're the upper crust, they're the elite 10 of the society. So you kind of find out that Kenzo is the one who finds Andromache and approaches her with this situation, like, do you want to be a kept woman? There are like 10 men that, you'll serve. You can say yes or no, but if you come back with me, then that's a yes. And if you don't want to, then whatever. So of course, Andromache she is probably
How
one of
old
my
is
favorite.
she?
Andromache is 34.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she grown. Like she's
Yeah,
over
she
30.
grown. She
Yeah,
know what she
like
doing.
exactly. So, she's like, how many years is it I've been working? Like I love my job, but I don't have to do anything. Like all
Right.
of these men are insanely attractive and I just get to be taken care of. Man, if you don't take me up out of here. And it's
Right.
like my real only thought for this story, because this is the Yakuza's Jewel is very unlike any other book that I've written. When I usually go into it, I have plots, I have chapters planned out, everything. Like I know beginning to end exactly what's happening. With the Yakuza's Jewel, my mind was sex. Yeah, I'm going to write the raunchiest sex I can
There's nothing
think
wrong with
of.
that.
And I don't know where this story is going to go. So I'm currently writing chapter 33, and
Okay.
my readers are they are engrossed. Like they are in love with this story. Like I take you through each of the 10 individual dates that Andromache has with each of these men. We're now getting into like a little bit of conflict that happens, like her sister Briseis and her niece Cassiopeia. I had to keep on with the Greek name theme. Have come to visit her in Japan, and like there's other characters that pop up. We now have the triads coming in with Alaric. We now have the Thai triplets who are interested
Mm.
in her, who are interested in her sister, who's going to get her own little like spin-off story. So I very much like the Yakuza's Jewel because it doesn't. I don't really have to think for this one. I'm just
Got you.
like, let's think of, I don't know, what kind of like nasty thing can I think of today, and then like kind of circle the plot around it that just happens to be secondary.
I
Oh,
like that.
and you
So
know what?
what genre? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, what genre would this fall under?
This would definitely fall under. I mean, I'm gonna say it's like a contemporary romance, but it's also like mafia romance. I guess
Got you.
we can just go
My
ahead and put it as
that
that
works.
mafia romance.
That
Because
works.
we do get into like the reason that Andromache's there. Kenzo does tell her that like there's three different schools of thought within the Indo faction, and it's kind of splintering them apart. And he thinks that like by bringing her here, everyone now has a focus on this woman. It'll kind of bring them back together, which it is working, but you have some members of the faction who are like, Yakuza are, this is done, this is played out. I don't want to live this life anymore. And I really just want to get out. And then you have others who are like, the faction is fine, we'll continue as we are. And then we have some like Haruki, who is the son of the Yakuza leader. His sisters aren't allowed to be in the faction simply from the fact that they're women. And Haruki was raised by his mother, and he has four older sisters. So of course he doesn't vibe with that. He wants the faction to change. And so we're now getting into like this subplot of story of, okay, so how is everybody going to make it out of that? Because everyone knows that, you don't leave the Yakuza, you die. So what's going to happen
Oh,
here?
Yeah, gang, gang.
Yeah. No.
that's true. That's
So,
true.
and I just wanted to, because you mentioned, that you're writing on it, and that was actually one thought that I wanted to just bring up so that
Mm,
our listeners would know.
mhm.
So, this story, is it
Yeah.
on Vella or is it a novel?
It is on. So it's a mix of. I have moved from Amazon because of like whatever. Get mad, Jeff Bezos. Like there are unfair practices against authors. So I've moved the bulk of really everything to my Etsy storefront. So I've been writing 3 chapters a week and then just putting them out. And then that's what my readers get. I have tried to stay on Kindle Vella just a little bit, but I update much slower there. I'm probably like 1 chapter a week, but that's because they have a word count limit, and it like they really are making me like split these chapters up. Like the word count limit is 5,000 words, and some of these chapters get as long as like 8, 10,000 words. Like
Mhm.
I think this book is already in its entirety at like 122,000 words. So
Oh
Okay.
at the
wow.
end, yeah. So at the end, I do plan on turning it into like just a hardcover and then like making like a whole like book box spectacular about it. Cause I mean, I've got some NSFW art that my very lovely baby sister draws. She side eyes me, but she draws it for me. And then like I like give to my readers and whatnot. So this is probably no, this is not probably. This is my biggest project that I've undertaken.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that. I hear
I
that.
like that. So yeah, make sure later when you give in your socials to give your Etsy so we can definitely people
Yeah.
can go there. And I like the fact that you are putting it like on your own platform,
Yep.
where it's coming straight to you, everything is coming to you, and I love
Yep.
that. So who was your favorite character and why?
I'm gonna say Ichiro, and that's just because okay, whatever. I'm gonna say it like in my own life, I know that I am a brat. Like I get on my boyfriend's nerves. Like I like to irritate him just because I just want to see what he's gonna do. Like
Right.
I just want to know how you're gonna handle that. And it's like I was explaining before to one of the readers because they were like, "Well, Akata is a dominant, but so is Ichiro. So what's the difference between them?" And it's like, okay, think about like if you were like play fighting or something. Um, Akata is the type to be like, okay, like we're done. I said we're done. And then if you don't listen, he'll pin you against a wall. Like, okay, I like, that like that kind of way. Like not in a I'm gonna hurt you, but like think about like sexually dominating.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, that kind of way. Ichiro is the type to be, if you're being a brat and you're like, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And then he's like, okay, like I will give you what you want right now. However, the next time I ask you to do something and you don't, you will go over my knee. And for me,
Okay.
It's
I'm just
correctful.
I'm just like, don't be forceful with me. Tell me what to do, but don't tell me what to do.
Got you. So he
Listen,
gonna
that's
show
how
you.
Scott when she said,
He's
if you can
I'm
tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. You can't
exactly.
tell me
that's
what to
what
do.
that's what I like, and it's like,
Jill Scott said it. She said it.
yeah.
She said
Shout
it.
out to my readers. Know my boyfriend is Minnesota because that's where he's from. So shout out to you, Minnesota, because you definitely are like, why are you doing that? Let's not. And then the next time it's okay. Now you're now we're doing this, and the whole time I'm trying to get to
Hmm.
my feet. I'm just like, no.
Enjoying it.
He's like, look, and you're so bratty. He doesn't even realize that you're just enjoying this.
He does.
Hmm.
He does it because at first he was like, "I'm not. Why are you? What are you doing? Like, why?" And I'm just like, "I don't know. You're here, so
You're still here, so you must enjoy this
right."
too.
At this point, he not leaving. He not leaving.
Right? He locked in.
So where did the title come from for the book?
Um. So at first, because of like just like the filthy nature of it. I'm not even gonna say filthy. The highly sexual nature of it. I was like, I'm gonna just call it the Yakuza's whore. And then I thought, no, I don't like that kind of like connotation
Mm-hmm.
for black women. And at the same time, these men like they don't treat this like prostitution. Like they actively care for her. They want to get to know her. Like they treat her well. Daito, like at this point in the book now, is like one of her best friends. Like she confides in him. Like he the way he speaks to her and like the relationship they have, it's like we're besties. We do like all this stuff together, and sometimes we have sex. So I just thought
Ain't
like,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, that this is more of like a Tinder situation. So I was like, okay, Jewel, yeah, we'll do that. which is nice because I like the kanji for jewel is like the seam break in the book. It just says that, and it just keeps
Right.
going. So little things I like to implement.
Yes. So what is your personal takeaway from this story?
My personal takeaway, probably that I think I'm too hard on myself at times. I don't have to sit up here and come with like a concrete plot and have to have everything laid out and then do it from A to Z and release it. Sometimes I can just be like, you know what, we're just gonna do this, wing it, pop out 3 chapters every week, and that's what readers want. Like
Wow.
the engagement that I've had from off of this, and like every time I put like another 3 chapters up, the way that they just go, 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 go. I'm just like, damn, like, okay, why didn't I think of this before? I
Mhm.
don't know, but it's working, so here we are.
Oh, that's always the goal. That's always the goal is that it's
That
work.
is true.
That is it. So now that we know it's a mafia romance, so
Mhm.
who all would you say, like if you were pitching your book,
Okay,
who would you pitch? What would be your target audience to pitch the book to?
Black women who like Asian men, East
Okay.
Asian men, very specifically Japanese men.
Hey, it's not. Hey,
You say,
I love that.
and who love raunchy sex.
Yeah, that too.
Or anybody
That
who wants
too.
a man. Just now, like somebody who wants to be in maybe like a polyamorous relationship and getting to see. I mean, I can't say, it's a book, but still, she got 10 men.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the word 10. I can't get over that. Yes,
And
that's the whole thing.
Like this is I have been writing reverse harem since when I first started writing. Like to me, that idea of like polyandry where you just have one woman and then she has like two or more men who are strictly devoted to her and her
Right.
only in that committed relationship, that's like that's everything. I could never sell that to Minnesota. However, like I just think I don't know. I feel like I feel like every woman should experience that at least one time. Like you're in a situation where it's these, I don't know, two or more men who are actually devoted to you. They actually feel for you, and like the only thing on their mind at that moment is like your happiness and your pleasure. I feel like especially with like this new breed of men and podcasting and all the other stuff that they do out there,
Hmm.
like every woman should feel that at least once. At least once.
yeah,
I
listen,
love
I'm
it.
like you. Yeah, the Mister he would not go for that. I could not sell him
Look,
that.
it's less work for him. Look, you can go to work. Somebody else here rubbing my feet. When I'm mad at you, you mad at me. Somebody else is like, well, she ain't mad at me. So no.
He's like, he'd be like, nah, cause you'll get used to this. This would be a lifetime deal.
Hmm.
It'd be a lifetime deal. Well, Miss Tierra, we have come towards the end. So, what I would love for you to do right now is to let the listeners know, like, where they can reach you on your socials and where they can find your work. And if you have any upcoming events that you would like us to know about.
So where you can find my work, Tierra the author .etsy.com. So Tierra the author .etsy.com. That's like the direct link to the majority of my ebooks and of course the Yakuza's Jewel where you can find that. Other than that, I stay really heavy on Instagram at author Tierra Cox and then on TikTok, which is the same tag as well. But any events coming up, I'm going to say no. And that's just because, like, I try to be a corporate baddie, but it really be kicking my butt some days. So between that and writing, it's like I do what I can when I can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Well, hey, I get it. I get it. When you have many, many hats, and especially dealing with a 9 to 5, sometimes it's a little difficult to get on out
It
there.
is.
Right?
But
Like,
hey, as you heard, she stayed on live, so make sure you get
hmm.
up on them lives. Let me show this. This is the cover. Like, did it pop up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The Yakuza's jewels. So when
Yeah.
y'all slide on over there and look for that, or either look for the cover and get into them 333 chapters.
Right.
Cause
You writing.
right, you gonna be in it. Cause like
Yeah.
we start out the gate.
Oh, okay. See, yep. Now that's how you get them in and start out the gate to be like, oh, well, what's about to happen next? Like, what more are you gonna do? So I get that. I like that.
It's already on the popping. Well,
Yes.
you guys, this is interview number 3, 2, 3 for the year.
Three.
I mean,
Three.
start for the year. So, man, we are off to an amazing start. As always, I always say I appreciate the listeners and stuff for tuning in. And this year, we have implemented many, many things that are going bigger and better every month of this year. So we have some great things coming up for you. So the next thing that's coming up is the book series of the month.
Mm,
It is with
mm.
look, Crystal. Do you want to announce that? I think I
Yes,
need.
because let me tell you, she ain't safe. She ain't safe. So join us as we discuss the January book of the month, which is The View and The View 2 by Miss Arthur Untamed. Y'all, if y'all have not read that book, I don't know what you're doing, but please go pick them up. Please go pick them up. Pick up the Audible because those I met L. Cleveton, Jacoby Dim, and tell me the other guy's name because I'm so bad that
Zachary Johnson.
and Zachary Johnson did a phenomenal job. I talked about this earlier on the Writer Wednesday podcast. I've never read a book where I disliked majority of the characters. That's just how well she wrote them. That they piss you off, that you want to beat them up, that you want to drag them. So we're going to talk to her, myself, and we have 2 guest co-hosts. You heard me, 2. Lisa from Tales from the Sheets, Tales Between the Sheets, and Mrs. Roney. Like, we about to get all up in Untamed because she was untamed when she wrote that book. She was untamed.
Untamed.
If you saw my caption when I put up the thing, I said what did I say? Because I wanted to say exactly what I said, but I think I said the character is the only people something along the line of saying that her name is Untamed and those characters was untamed. Let's just say that. Those characters was untamed for real.
Hinged. I don't know what was going on with them, but
They was untamable. They was untamable.
Not my fault. Not my fault. But I am going to enjoy this. It's always a pleasure when my co-host says, "Hey, you want to talk about this?" And I'm like, "Sure." But then
Mm-hmm.
co-host, so like I already said, like, y'all, I'm coming with the whole armor of the Lord's own, because they gonna rip me to shreds about these characters. So,
This about to be a Cat Williams interview.
oh my
Oh
gosh.
no.
Oh my gosh! Look, I'm gonna be acting like Shay Sharp talking about some
Mm-hmm.
They gonna get-
Because, well, look, niece, I feel bad because I'm telling you, between both books, y'all, I was blowing her phone up and them text messages. I was like, then I'd be like, oh, this is too much. Picking up the phone, calling her. Whoo! I wasn't ready. I was not. I was not ready. I was not ready. Mm-mm.
I don't think I was ready for them characters, and then that, but whoa, boy, they've been on one, but it's okay. It's but yeah,
Yeah.
and then we have our February new book release episode coming up. So you guys, if you have a release that comes out in February 2024, please make sure that you send a DM to Crystal at Books and Soul one on Instagram, giving her the release date and the cover and the synopsis so that we can put it on the episode. So that it would air. We air it once a month. We get every book that's released from February 1st or the first of every month to the last date of every month. And we introduce it on the show in one episode so the readers can go and they can learn more and go ahead and get your release dates in so they can go purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said again, please make sure that you reach out to us and let us know so we can make sure that it is on the show. Now, if you are not following the Get Caught Up podcast, please make sure you do so. We are on IG at Get Caught Up Podcast and on YouTube and at TikTok by the same name, Get Caught Up Podcast. Now, we are on Facebook as the Get Caught Up Author Podcast on the Facebook group. So if you are on Facebook, please join the group and come in and interact with us and engage with us. We share about the upcoming things and events that's going on with the podcast, but also we have fun in there, share different memes and all kind of stuff. So, and if you have an event or you have a release that's coming up, please feel free to share it within the group. Definitely, it has to get approved because unfortunately, we got spammers that like to spam the group, so it got to get approved first. I promise. As long as it's appropriate, it'll get approved and we'll get it in there. So we will make sure. And also, we are doing the 14 days of Valentine's Day on our social media accounts. So if you're a poet and you want to submit a poem to us, a love poem, please make sure you do so. We're trying to share a different poem by a different poet every day in February for the first 14 days leading up to Valentine's Day. So you can email us at getcaughtupodcast1@gmail.com and we will definitely make sure that we get it on our socials one day between February 1st and February the 14th. Now, if you would like to submit a commercial, we have packages available via our website at getcaughtuppodcast.card.co. That's Get Caught Up,
Mm-hmm.
CARRD.co. And if you would like to be a sponsor, you can donate to our Cash App at $UP2016. That's $U as an umbrella, P as in Paul, 2016. And or you could actually get a sponsorship package at anchor.fm/get caught up. And make sure that you check us out on Spotify, on Audible, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else. And those places are also where you can subscribe to listen to us. Again, that's on Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Until Google Podcasts goes away, because unfortunately they did send out a notice saying they are going to get rid of their podcast. But it's okay.
Oh wow.
It is okay. We'll find we have a plethora of places that you can
Yes.
subscribe at any one of those. Well, Miss Crystal, let the listeners know how they can actually connect with you.
You can find me on IG at Books and Soul One and on Facebook and TikTok as Books and Soul. That's it. I'm trying to, I don't know, I might get back onto the YouTube again, but I be doing other stuff and I ain't got time. I ain't gonna lie, I don't have time. Mm-mm.
I don't blame you. I don't have time either, but
Yeah.
y'all can definitely find me as at Author Untamed on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. That's where I mostly be at. I'm on YouTube. Well, I'm still on Twitter, but not there. But I am. I promise you. And yeah, and I'm not on Threads. So About Threads.
I'm on Threads, but not on Threads. I said I was going to post on Threads, and I don't be posting nothing. I post when I go to concerts. That's what I do.
I'm not on Threads. So, yeah, those 3 places are right here on the podcast. Right here. So, that is where you can find me. Well, Miss Tierra, it is always a pleasure. We thank you so much for joining.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
You and your 10 men.
Thank you for having me.
10. Not 5 or 6. 10.
Nah, yeah, go big or go home. Go big or go home.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Look, and
think about it. 10, 5 Louis bags, and then 10 like Chanel bags or something. Like, there you go.
And Drama King is a woman. She is satisfied and well taken care of.
Yes, she is.
I am not mad at her. But yes, you guys, and please make sure that you go and you follow our guests, and make sure that you go to her Etsy store so that you can purchase her merchandise and read her story, and also interact with her on IG Live. And just have fun and meet Andromeda and all of her men.
All 10 of them. I'm stuck with that 10.
It's
10.
Look, and whoever your fantasy is, just keep read him again.
That is true. That is true.
Read him again. Well, ladies, it has been such a pleasure. I thank y'all. And as always, with our listeners, as I always tell you guys, until next time, thank y'all for listening, and don't forget to get caught up. Good night.
Good night.
All right.